How's it going, guys? GD Graphics here. Today I'm going to show you how to take cars from BeamNG.drive out into Blender. Let's get started. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. All we have to do is add an app to BeamNG. So it's a UI app. So if you just press Escape in here, UI apps, add app, and what we're looking for is GLTF exporter. Take it here, so you can just grab this and pop it anywhere on our screen here. Escape out of that, and escape out of that. Okay, it's as simple as that. Just press export. Your screen will pause for a couple of seconds while it's exporting, and that'll be it. Then we'll navigate to the folder where that'll be stored, which is usually in your documents or wherever you have BeamNG installed. I'll show you that bit, how to take it from there and import it into Blender. Okay, with Blender open, for this I use Blender 4.0 as it seems to be the most stable one currently, with Beam files and GLTF files, and I'll show you what I mean now in a couple of seconds, how the model actually looks when it's imported in. So if we go to File, Import GLTF, navigate away to BeamNG, moved here, pops up every time a new version of Beam is released, so you kind of have to navigate to the most recent one. And in here we have vehicles. In today's tutorial we're looking at the Corvette. I've imported a few recently just to test them out, so we'll look at the one we're looking at today, which is this one here, and import GLTF. So you can see we have model there, and it looks decent enough. I'll just put the live view on here. Okay, as you can see, there's a lot of artifacts there, so what we need to do is select the panel and then select the whole thing, right click, shade smooth. As you can see, that pretty much fixes that issue there. So the car now is ready to be cleaned up, and I'll go ahead and I'll show you what we need to do here. Okay, what we need to do is strip the car of all the empties. So to do that is we just select the car, we can press Alt P, clear parent and keep transformation. Once you do that, you can come over here then to the scene collection here, and we need to select this filter, leave everything here except empties, press X to delete, unless the empties gone, just filter them back out. Okay, so that has separated each panel from their empties, so now they can be worked on either individually or as a whole. So we'll get more into that now. Okay, next thing we need to look at is the glass panels of the car, and they usually come with 3 separate panels. You have like a top layer glass, a middle layer glass, and then broken glass. Why there's 2 layers, I'm not too sure. The broken glass, I'd imagine, is for animations when the car crashes or whatever. So we can remove them. Usually the top layer glass is the best one. So select it and hide it. We can delete that one and delete the cracked glass there. And I'm just going to continue on and do that around the rest of the car. Okay. Now we can bring back those other glass meshes, just Alt H. Okay, and we can give these a separate glass shader, and that'll clean that part up. But first, another little issue to watch out for is that some of the meshes share the same texture. So it's might have to go in and UV unmap it and redo your textures. But a quick way around this is to select what you want to edit. So I'll just show you here first. This is the glass here, so I'm going to put a new glass shader here. Shift A, glass BSDF, and when I do that, when I join that up to the material output, you can see that the headlights and the indicators, they've all changed as well. So we don't really want that. So just take that off, back out here. Quick and kind of cheap way around this is just to grab this panel, grab this mesh here, the headlight, Control copy, Open a new version of Blender. Paste it in. Select it again, Control Copy, come back out here. X that, delete, Control V, pop it back in. Now you see now when we change the glass shader now, just get a fresh one. Shift A, glass BSDF. But this one here hasn't changed because we've essentially created a new instance of it. We've took it out from this this Blender project into another project and brought it back in again. So we just need to repeat the process for the other meshes, and then that'll be that tidied up. We'll have a glass where glass is supposed to be. Okay. Okay, so I've copied out each of these meshes out individually and paste them back in. Takes a couple of minutes. Now when I select the windshield and all the glass and actually give it a glass shader, only that changes. Looks a bit neater there now. Okay, so that's that part of it. And the same will apply to any of the glass in the back as well. So for taillights and stuff, you would need to copy it and take it in to another version of Blender here. Reselect it, come back in, delete that, Control V, copy back in, do the same for each of these. Control copy, Control V, copy it again, X, delete, Control V. As you can see, it's a little bit tedious, so I'll just jump on to the next section here. Okay, and then when we pop in the glass shader, you should see that they will remain with their texture screen. Yep. Okay, that looks good. So the next step then is to actually give the car some color, and I'll show you what I do for that. The glass shader that I've put in here is just kind of a temporary placeholder. As you can see, the glass that's on the windscreen doesn't look right. It looks a little bit distorted, like as if it's a bottle, a glass for a bottle. So the add-on that I use for materials is a free one. It's Blender Kit. Once you install it, you get a bar at the top of your window within Blender. It's a really good one, and you get a lot of free cars and lots of different assets, and the free materials is great. Of course, you can get free materials from lots of other places, but this is kind of a bit of a handy add-on to have. So what I'll do is I just put the eyedropper on here, and I'll go to materials. I'll just type in car glass. Okay, and you can see here car windshield glass. So if I just pop that over, it'll look a little bit better. Let's do that for the rest of the windows. Okay, it looks a bit neater, a little bit more correct looking. So likewise with the car, I can just come up here and just type in car. It's under the materials. It'll look for the paints will automatically come up. There's some really good procedural ones in here. I'll keep it short and sweet here now at this section, and I'll just add a paint. I'll show you what it does. Okay, so here it is here. We can have a look at the shader itself. There's a few different options that the developer has added. Makes it just nice and easy to change color. Of course, you can add in custom colors as well. So this color here is similar enough to the color that we had in Beam, so I'll stick to this. And what I will do is I'll take the roughness off and just add a bit of a shine to it. Okay, and I'll continue on then the rest of the car. These kind of decals, I could do a little bit of work on them if I wanted, but you don't really need them, so I'm gonna delete them altogether. Okay, and this one at the front here. Okay, that's not looking too bad. So next up will be the wheels. We can get kind of an alloy type of a material. Type in alloy up here. We can go, there's a number of different options that we can go for. Scratched alloy metal, we'll go with this one. That looks decent enough. Okay, now that our car has materials on it, we can set it up for rigging. For rigging, I use RBC. There's also a free version of that. And okay, let's get into that next. Next step is to get the car ready for rigging. So just a little bit of prep involved here. We have to take all the panels. We need to join them as one mesh. There's a lot of meshes here, so we need to have the car body as one mesh and the four wheels. In some cases, calipers as well. So first thing we'll do is we will join the car and all the parts to go with it, except for the wheels. So I'm just going to hide the wheels here now. I'll also hide the discs and the calipers. Okay, next thing we need to do is we need to select any part of the car and then select the rest of them and Control J. This is usually what you would do. We will do it, but you're going to see what's going to happen to some of the textures here when I do this. We lose a right few of them. So we need to reverse this, Control Z, and I'll show you what we need to do in order to keep these textures here. Okay, what we'll do is we will save any textures we want to keep from distorting like that. So we just select all these. It's usually always any textures that are set up for headlights, indicators, kind of accessories like the wing mirrors and that type of stuff here, wiper blades, and the rear tail lights also. Okay, as far as I'm aware, I think these sills were part of it also. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll join them as one unit. Control J, G, spin it around there. Okay, so now we can hide them. We can just join the rest of everything else up. Select one panel, select them all. Control J, press G to move it about. Okay. Alt H, bring everything back. And what we can do then is select the car, and we can select the headlights and stuff that which we all joined together already, and do Control J. You can see now we've saved them from distorting there, so we can just hide the car, and now we can go ahead. We can join the rest of the meshes up for the wheels. We'll keep the caliper separate because obviously we don't want the calipers to spin when the wheel spins. Although you mightn't see it in this actual model because there's not much to see through those alloys there. But I'll show you how to set it up for RBC as well. Okay, okay, let's hide the calipers. Okay, just go around to each wheel and just press H on the caliper just to hide it for now. Okay, what we need to do now is every wheel needs to be joined to itself. So I'll show you what I mean. So select the tire, the rim, the brake discs. Just press G just to move it, make sure they're all there. Yeah. So Control J. Okay, and what we need to do is we need for this, the volume, the center of this wheel needs to be right in the center, because at the minute it's probably, let me just put, you see it's over here. So when we go to rig that, it just causes pretty much chaos for the rig. It doesn't like it. So we have the wheel selected, and we go to Object, Set Origin, Center of Mass, Volume, and there it is. Bang, slap in the center of it. And we just continue on and do the exact same thing for the other three wheels. Okay, now that's done, we can bring the car back. So Alt H on the calipers. Okay, this car is pretty much ready for rigging. We just need to kind of center the car to the center of the world, because with RBC, it likes to use the actual center point between the X, Y, and Z axis. So we just get the car facing the right way, and then it's ready to rig then. We just select the car, and all its parts. And on the numpad, press 1. Okay, now press R and then Z to rotate the Z axis. And just kind of line it up as best you can. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Okay, R, Z. Okay, that's number 1 numpad. 2, 3. Pretty much center. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a little bit off, but as I said, doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Okay, we should be good to rig. So, as I said, I use RBC. There's a free version of it. The free version allows you to control the car with the keyboard, which is still okay for animating. I've done lots of animations with the keyboard. The paid version, there's a lot more. There's more advantages with the paid version. Obviously, you can use your controller, and you can use a few other bits and pieces, and there's more options for rigging the car in general. But the free one does just as much a good job to actually get the car moving and an animation set up. So let's just select the add-on, RBC. Okay, and what we can do then is add a rig. Okay, and that's the vehicle body. Front left, back left, back right, front right. Now we want to add the calipers. If I can get at them and see them. Okay, so I'll select them through the outliner here. So we click on extra, and the front left extra. Let's see, just make sure that's okay. That's the front right. Okay, so I'll just select this little plus icon for front right, and that's the caliper at the front left, caliper at the back right, and caliper at the back left. Okay, that'll be it. Let's click generate rig. Okay, and that should be our rig setup. I'll just turn on my controller here. Actually, I'll use the keyboard because that's what's in the free version. I'll use the keyboard here. So control, keyboard, press start, push your wheels left and right, and away it goes. Now, oh, looks like I forgot a wheel. Lovely. Hang on 2 seconds, I'll get that back working again. Okay, I fixed that wheel, and basically what it done was it just deleted the rig and re-rigged it. It's good to go now. Press start, left and right, A and D, W forward, S backwards. With the free version and the current version that's out, initially when you rig the car, that's going to happen if you drive it too hard or too fast. With the newer version, the beta version that's out, that I downloaded and tested it, and it starts off with a much better kind of controls. It doesn't slide away from you, but it's pretty simple and straightforward to fix, which might be a future tutorial. But this one was just about getting the car from Beam, taking it into Blender, tightening it up, applying textures and stuff like that, and getting the car ready for rigging. And we've rigged it, and it behaves itself and it looks good. So that's it for now. If you have any other tutorial ideas you'd like, pop them in comments below. I probably will explore a little bit more on the RBC side, and see you in the next one. Thanks.